You become truly dangerous the moment you learn to control your feelings. Right now, your emotions are the strings, and you are the puppet. Anger pulls you this way, sadness drags you that way, and fear keeps you frozen, stuck in place while the world moves on without you. But what if I told you it does not have to be this way? What if I told you that the chaos inside you could become your greatest weapon? Think about it. Feelings are like fire. Left unchecked, they will burn you alive, leaving nothing but ash and regret. But when controlled, fire becomes a force unstoppable, unrelenting. It warms, it protects, it destroys. That is the power you hold, the power you waste every single day by letting your emotions take the lead. You let your anger lash out blindly, breaking things that cannot fight back. You let sadness drown you, making you feel small and helpless. And fear? Fear whispers lies in your ear, telling you to sit down, stay quiet, and obey. Do you really want to live like this, letting these feelings dictate your every move? Do you want to remain a slave to your own mind? The truth is, the moment you take control of your emotions, you become untouchable. You will feel anger, but it will fuel your purpose. You will feel sadness, but it will sharpen your focus. And fear. Fear will bow to you, not the other way around. The question is not whether you can do it. The question is whether you are willing to stop being led by weakness and start wielding emotions as the tools they were always meant to be. The choice is yours. Look at your life. Really look at it. How much of it is dictated by your feelings? Your anger, sadness, fear, they all take turns sitting in the driver's seat, steering you wherever they please. You think you are in control, but you are not. Your emotions are. They rule you, and you obey without question. Anger flares up and you react. You slam doors, you yell, you say things you regret. Then what happens? You sit there consumed by guilt, wondering why you let it get the better of you. Your sadness creeps in next, whispering that you are not enough, that you never were. It makes you feel hollow, as though the weight of the world is pressing down on your chest. And fear is always there, lurking in the shadows. It tells you not to take risks, not to stand up for yourself, not to step out of line. Fear keeps you small. These emotions are like chains around your wrists and ankles. They drag you down, hold you back, and make sure you never rise above the mediocre version of yourself that you have settled for. You live at their mercy, waiting for them to decide whether your day will be good or bad. Is this really how you want to live? Think about how much damage these feelings have done. How many relationships have you strained because you could not control your temper? How many opportunities have you missed because fear convinced you to stay in your comfort zone? How many times have you felt stuck, drowning in your own sadness while life passed you by? The worst part is you justify it all. You tell yourself it is normal. You convince yourself that everyone feels this way, that it is just a part of being human. But that is a lie. It is not normal to be at war with yourself every single day. It is not normal to let your emotions tear you apart from the inside out. You do not see it yet, but you are your own worst enemy. You give your feelings power they do not deserve. You let anger decide your actions. You let sadness shape your perspective. You let fear set the limits of your life. These emotions are not supposed to control you. They are supposed to serve you. But instead of mastering them, you allow them to master you. Your anger makes you impulsive. Instead of focusing it, you let it explode, harming the people around you and yourself. Your sadness paralyzes you. Instead of learning from it, you sink into it, letting it consume your energy and hope. Your fear keeps you stagnant. Instead of using it as a signal to grow, you let it cage you in, stopping you from becoming who you are meant to be. Every time you let your feelings take control, you are giving away your power. You are handing over the reins of your life to something that cannot think, cannot reason, and cannot lead. Your emotions are not rational. They do not care about your future or your goals. They only care about the moment, about how they feel right now. And as long as you let them lead, you will remain stuck in the same cycles of anger, sadness, and fear. Do you see the problem now? The issue is not the emotions themselves. Everyone feels angry, sad, and afraid. The problem is that you let these feelings define you. You let them dictate your behavior, your decisions, your life. And as long as you keep doing that, you will never become the person you were meant to be. You were not born to be ruled by your emotions. You were born to rule them. But first, you need to recognize how much control they have over you. Only then can you begin to take that control back. Only then can you start to turn the chaos inside you into a weapon instead of a weakness. Let me ask you a question. Are you content with the way you live? Not the life you show others, not the mask you wear in public, but the real you. Are you truly satisfied with who you are and how you face the world? I already know the answer, and so do you. You are not content because deep down, you know something is wrong. You can feel it gnawing at the edges of your mind. You let anger, sadness, and fear rule your life. You call yourself human as if that excuses the weakness. But let us be honest, you are not in control. You are a passenger in your own life, letting your emotions steer the wheel, and it shows. Do you think the world cares about your feelings? Do you think anyone is losing sleep over the tears you shed in the dark, or the pain you carry in silence? They are not. The world does not care about your anger, your sadness, or your fear. To everyone else, your emotions are just noise, background static that does not matter. They see your outbursts, your breakdowns, and your hesitations as proof that you are weak, easy to manipulate, easy to mow. You think crying about your pain will change anything? It will not. Do you believe that being angry at the world will force it to stop and listen to you? It will not. Do you think your fear of failure will protect you from the harshness of life? It will not. The world does not stop for you, and it never will. Here is the harsh truth. Your emotions are a leash, and you are the one who put it around your neck. Every time you let anger explode, you tighten that leash. Every time you let sadness drown you, you make it harder to breathe. Every time fear whispers in your ear, you let it pull you farther away from the life you want. And you tell yourself it is just the way things are, as if you have no choice. But you do have a choice. The question is, do you have the courage to make it? Do you have the strength to look yourself in the mirror and admit that you are the problem? Because that is what it takes. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to fix the chaos inside you. That is your job, and yours alone. Stop blaming the world for your pain. Stop blaming others for the anger you cannot control. Stop blaming circumstances for the fear that keeps you frozen. These emotions are yours. They belong to you, and they are your responsibility. No one else can tame them. No one else can use them. Only you can. But here is where most people fail. They would rather stay comfortable in their misery than do the hard work of change. They would rather keep complaining, keep breaking down, keep hiding, because that is easier than taking control. Is that who you are? Are you going to stay trapped in this endless cycle of weakness, or are you going to rise above it? Ask yourself this: when was the last time you truly controlled your emotions instead of letting them control you? When was the last time you used your anger as fuel instead of letting it burn you? When was the last time you turned your sadness into resolve instead of letting it crush you? When was the last time you faced your fear and made it bow to you? If you cannot answer, then you know where the problem lies. You are wasting your potential. Every time you let your emotions take over, you are giving away your power. You are allowing yourself to be weak when you could be strong. You are letting the world see you as fragile when you could be unbreakable. You are choosing to stay small when you could be unstoppable. It is time to stop hiding behind excuses. It is time to stop letting your emotions define you. The question is not whether you can take control. The question is whether you will. So, what will it be? Will you continue to let anger, sadness, and fear rule your life, or will you take back the reins? The choice is yours. Choose wisely. Now that you see the problem, let me show you the way out. The solution is not as complex as you think. It is not hidden in some ancient book or locked away in the advice of others. The solution lies within you. It always has. The answer is control. Mastery. Power over your emotions. Anger, sadness, and fear are not your enemies. They are tools, raw energy waiting to be harnessed. But like any tool, they can destroy you if you do not know how to wield them. The key is to stop reacting and start commanding. You must become the master, not the slave. Start with anger. Anger is like a firestorm, wild, chaotic, and destructive. But fire, when controlled, becomes a source of warmth, a weapon, a light in the dark. You need to contain it, focus it, and direct it where it serves you. When anger flares, do not let it explode. Do not punch walls or scream into the void. Instead, pause, breathe, think, channel that energy into action, into resolve. Use it to fuel your determination to succeed, to prove the world wrong, to build the life you want. Anger should be a fire that drives you forward, not one that burns you to the ground. Next is sadness. Most people think sadness is weakness, but they are wrong. Sadness is a teacher, a reminder of what matters to you, of what you value. It is the weight of your humanity, the proof that you care. But you cannot let it drown you. You cannot let it pull you under. Instead, use it to sharpen your focus. Let it guide you toward what truly matters and push you to fight for it. Sadness, when mastered, becomes resolve. It becomes the quiet strength to endure, to keep moving forward no matter how heavy the burden feels. Then there is fear. Fear, the great paralyzer. Most people see fear as an enemy, but it is not. Fear is a compass. It points to what you need to face, to the challenges that will make you stronger. Fear is not meant to stop you. It is meant to prepare you. The next time fear grips you, do not run, do not hide. Stand still and listen to what it is telling you. Face it head on. Every time you confront fear, you weaken its hold on you. Every time you push through it, you become braver, stronger, and more unstoppable. To control your emotions, you must change how you see them. They are not the enemy. They are not roadblocks. They are tools, weapons, and teachers. But like any weapon, they require skill to use. You must practice. You must train. You must fail and try again. The process is not easy, but it is worth it. Start small. When anger rises, take a deep breath and ask yourself, how can I use this? When sadness hits, ask yourself, what is it teaching me? When fear creeps in, ask yourself, what challenge is it pointing me toward? These questions will shift your perspective and give you control. Over time, you will notice a change. The anger that once made you lash out will become a focused drive. The sadness that once drained you will become a source of quiet strength. The fear that once paralyzed you will become the fuel for your courage. You will not suppress your emotions. You will not ignore them. Instead, you will use them, and they will serve you. Control is the solution. It is the path to mastery, to strength, to freedom. The moment you take control of your emotions, you take control of your life. You stop being a victim and start becoming a force. The chaos inside you becomes power, and the world will have no choice but to take notice. So what are you waiting for? Take the first step. Seize control. Your transformation begins now. Now imagine this: the chaos inside you is no longer your master. Instead, it is your greatest ally. Picture yourself standing in the middle of a storm, anger, sadness, fear swirling around you like a violent hurricane, but you are calm. You are in control. The storm no longer moves you, you move it. This is what mastery feels like. This is what you are capable of. Your anger no longer consumes you. It does not erupt like a volcano, destroying everything in its path. Instead, it fuels you. It becomes a sharp edge, a blade you wield with precision. When someone tries to tear you down, your anger does not lash out blindly. It becomes your resolve, your silent promise to prove them wrong. It drives you to rise above, to build something greater than they ever imagined. Your anger becomes your strength. Your sadness no longer drowns you. It does not pull you into the depths, leaving you gasping for air. Instead, it becomes your anchor. It grounds you, reminds you of what truly matters. Every tear you once shed in weakness now sharpens your focus. Every moment of pain becomes a stepping stone, pushing you forward. Sadness no longer makes you feel small, it makes you resilient. You carry the weight, but it no longer breaks you. It builds you. And then there is fear. Fear no longer holds you back. It no longer whispers lies in your ear, convincing you to stay small, to stay safe. Instead, it becomes your compass. It points you toward the battles worth fighting, the challenges worth facing. Fear becomes your ally, pushing you to grow, to step into the unknown, to embrace the discomfort of transformation. The things you once avoided out of fear now become the very things that make you stronger. This is the transformation you are capable of. This is the power waiting for you on the other side of control. But it does not stop there. Mastering your emotions is not just about survival, it is about domination. It is about rising so far above the chaos that no one can touch you. When you master your emotions, you become untouchable. The opinions of others no longer affect you. Their insults, their doubts, their attempts to bring you down, they bounce off you like arrows hitting armor. You no longer react to their negativity because you are no longer ruled by impulse. You are calm. You are focused. You are in control. Think about what this means for your life. Every situation that once made you feel powerless now becomes an opportunity. Every setback becomes a lesson. Every failure becomes a stepping stone. You no longer fear the challenges ahead because you know you can face them. You have the tools, the mindset, the control. Now, look beyond yourself. Imagine the impact this transformation will have on the people around you. When you master your emotions, you become a leader. Others will look to you for guidance, for strength, for inspiration. They will see in you what they wish they could become. Your control will not only elevate you, it will elevate those who follow your example. But make no mistake, this power comes with responsibility. When you master your emotions, you hold the reins of your own life. No one else is to blame for your choices, your actions, or your outcomes. This is true freedom, but it is also true accountability. You cannot hide behind excuses anymore. You cannot blame your anger, your sadness, or your fear for your failures. You own it all, your victories and your defeats. Does that scare you? It should. True power always comes with risk, but it also comes with reward. The reward of living a life on your terms. The reward of knowing you are unstoppable. The reward of standing tall while others crumble under the weight of their own emotions. This is what you are capable of. This is the life waiting for you. All you have to do is take control. So, stand up. Face the storm inside you. Master it and watch as the world bows to your strength. You are not a victim. You are a force. Embrace it. It all comes down to this moment. You have faced the truth about yourself. You have seen the chaos inside, the anger, sadness, and fear that have ruled your life for too long. You now know they are not your enemies but your tools. But knowing is not enough. Understanding is not action. It is time to make a choice. This is your moment to rise. Right here, right now, you must decide who you will become. Will you continue to live as you have, a slave to your impulses, a puppet pulled by the strings of your emotions? Or will you break free? Will you take the reins, master the chaos, and forge yourself into something greater? The world is watching, though it will not admit it. People wait to see who will rise above and who will fall. Most will fall. They will let the weight of their emotions drag them into mediocrity. They will remain trapped in their cycles of anger, sorrow, and fear. But you are not most people, are you? You are different. You can feel it in your bones. A spark of something powerful, something relentless. You must stoke that spark into a raging fire. To do that, you must act. Action is the only thing that matters now. It is not enough to sit here, nodding your head, thinking, this sounds good. Thinking does not change lives. Doing does. It is time to stop thinking and start acting. The first step is simple. Take control of one moment. Just one. The next time anger rises, catch it before it explodes. Hold it, examine it, and ask yourself how you can use it to fuel your goals. The next time sadness creeps in, let it remind you of what matters and push you forward instead of holding you back. The next time fear whispers in your ear, do not turn away. Look it in the eyes and move through it. One moment is all it takes to start. Each moment you take control builds upon the last. Each small victory adds to your strength. Soon you will notice the shift. You will no longer react out of habit. You will respond with intention. You will no longer feel powerless against the storm inside you. You will command it. But this is not the end. Mastery is not a destination. It is a journey. There will be days when the chaos threatens to overwhelm you again. There will be moments when anger burns too hot, sadness feels too heavy, or fear whispers too loudly. In those moments, remember this: you have faced worse, and you have won. You have the tools, the power, and the will to face whatever comes. Now, let us talk about what happens when you take this step. The world will notice, even if it pretends not to. People will see the change in you. They will sense the control, the calm, the quiet power radiating from within. Some will be inspired, drawn to your strength, wanting to learn from you. Others will be intimidated, fearful of the force you have become. And a few will try to bring you down, desperate to pull you back to their level. Do not let them. Their attempts to undermine you are not about you. They are about their own insecurities. They see in you what they wish they could become but lack the courage to achieve. Stay focused. Stay in control. Let their words and actions bounce off you like pebbles against a steel wall. This is your life, your transformation, your power. The world belongs to those who take control, those who refuse to let circumstances or emotions dictate their path. Be one of those people. Be the person who stands tall while others crumble. Be the one who masters the storm instead of being swept away by it. Now, rise. Take that first step. Seize control of your emotions, your actions, your life. Become the force you were always meant to be. The time is now. The power is yours. Take it.